Hey, it's Cliff, and yes, it is true. Mashinsky, the CEO of Celsius's address, was actually leaked on a well known social media platform. Now, the reason people believe that the address was leaked is because they are very upset that we're going on like day 9 or 10 of withdrawals being halted, and obviously they're upset about that. But additionally to that, they're upset of how Mashinsky kind of presented his company, and they believe that their funds were just kind of being lent out to institutional investors and not necessarily being put into these risky DeFi protocols. Now, Mashinsky, through all of his AMAs, has kind of alluded that that's what he was doing. He was just kind of lending these things out to people who were definitely safe investors, and there was no need to worry. The funds were safe. And so I kind of have a video to show you what I'm talking about here.
Okay, so Bob's asking, what happens if there was a run on Celsius, like there would be on a run on a bank?
Yep, I'll take it. Oh, you got it. I'll take it. So a run of the bank, normally, because banks have fractional reserves, they lend 20, 30, 50 times more than the money they have. There is a run on the bank. A run on the bank cannot happen at Celsius because Celsius never lends more than what it has, right? We cannot do, legally, we're not allowed to create money or do fractional reserves. So at any moment, we always have enough coins and enough collateral and so on to return all the assets to all of our users. And every day, we have a process, the daily reconciliation process, where our team, like 20 or 25 people, get on a call and grind through all the tokens and all the coins and make sure that we have more coins than what we owe the community, right? That's our process. And no bank in the world can do that for you because they never have enough assets to return for you if there is a run on the bank. Next question.
Right, because I mean, the bank is lending out always more than they have. That's their business model, and yet again, we do the opposite. We're always lending out less.
Deutsche Bank lent $50 for every dollar they have. Celsius never lends more than 50%, right, or 75% of the assets we have. So this is 2 orders of magnitude safer. 2 orders of magnitude, right? 50%, meaning 0.5. 1 order of magnitude will make it 5%, or 5 times leverage. But Deutsche Bank is more than 50 times leverage. That's 2 orders of magnitude more risky. If they lose 2% of their assets, they're out of business. If Celsius loses 2% of our assets, nothing happens. You wouldn't even know about it because we have more than 2% just on our balance sheet. Next question.
Now, obviously, at this point, we know that they did lend too much, which is why withdrawals are locked down. And this is ultimately why his address is being doxxed at this point. So there's several videos like this online, and there's actually a really good one that I like here. This one's been going around, and it's a debate between Peter Schiff and Mashinsky, and it gets really weird towards the end. Mashinsky starts making claims about how Bitcoin generates its own dividends, and which makes no sense because Bitcoin's a commodity. It doesn't work like that. It's like gold in a sense. It's obviously not. It doesn't have profit margin, so it can't generate its own yield. But I don't know. I'm going to link this one down below because I found it really interesting. You guys should check it out. It's about 20 minutes long. Anyway, moving on. Celsius is finally starting to receive its Ethereum from Bancor, according to encro.eth. He did post a transaction ID here, which I did go and confirm. They are starting to receive some of their ETH back, so maybe they can either pay back down some more of their loans to put themselves in a better position, or they can put that towards the lawyers who are providing a framework for them to restructure their company. There was an article yesterday that came out, and it was from CoinDesk. It says that Goldman Sachs leading investor group to buy Celsius assets. And the main thing that came from this, people were upset that when it came to quoting sources, it says down here, I have it highlighted, according to 2 familiar people with the matter. Obviously, that didn't sit well. When people are upset that they've lost a lot of money, they want facts. They don't want random media articles that are saying, according to my brother's uncle's son, that's is not going to work for them. So this was considered FUD, But honestly, at this point, no one knows what's going on. So it could be true, it could not be true. But there was a tweet from Simon. If you do not know who Simon is, he is someone who has proposed a kind of like a restructuring plan for Celsius if they wanted to take a hold of that. He will be on Digital Asset News next week. If you want to check out his plan, he's going to kind of go over things and answer some questions there. But he states, more updates to follow, but the word from my source at Goldman Sachs is there is no Celsius Network deal with them. It's fake news according to them. This is not coming from Celsius. I will reveal what I can when I can and remain in keeping with NDAs. So really at this point, it's a lot of just FUD or misinformation going around. Who knows? I mean, it could be true. We don't know. We don't know if Simon's correct. We don't know if he's wrong. And personally, I'm going to wait until we actually see some real data coming out. So yeah, it's out there. It's the rumor. I'm giving it to you, but who knows, man. Now, in the sell short squeeze news, it looks like they actually did make a little bit of headway here, which I was kind of surprised. I didn't know if this was going to take off or not. It apparently has slightly. So if you look here, I have data from all the exchanges that have sell on them, and you can see from the 14th all the way to the 24th how much has left the exchange. And so that's a total between all the exchanges of around 35, almost 36% of sell leaving the exchanges. So, I mean, this movement actually did get a little bit of traction. It's over a third of sell leaving the exchanges. And from there, we can actually see at one point here, it did spike up to around $1.50. I think when I made my last video just talking about it, it was around 60-ish cents. And yep, spiked to 150, and now it's just kind of floating around $1. And it doesn't really seem to be doing much at that point. I did see yesterday it spiked to like 110 or so in here, but yeah, I think this movement's kind of losing steam. Actually, 120 right here. Yep, 120. So yeah, it's just another thing that I'm tracking. It's kind of cool to see all the liquidity leave the exchanges from a bunch of people who are mad that they lost their money. So it's interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. There's still no official news coming from Celsius at this point. There's nothing really to report on besides the rumors. So let me know what you think down below in the comments, and thank you for watching.